Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's not just talking, he has the drive to actually go far in his career. His hard work and sharp thinking mean he's often ahead of others and pushes himself to reach higher positions. He sets clear targets and works relentlessly, rarely letting setbacks slow him down.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's likely to react strongly at first, maybe yelling, blaming others, or acting restless. He doesn't keep his cool and can become upset quickly, sometimes withdrawing or giving you the silent treatment. But after the storm passes, he will double down and work even harder to fix the problem.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work will respect his skills and work ethic, but they may not feel close to him or truly like him. He can be very polite and professional on the surface, but because he's easily frustrated and often sharp, many might find him hard to approach. His reputation will be strong, but his circle will be small.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well, he's more likely to feel threatened than proud. He sets very high standards for himself and sometimes for others, so your success may feel like competition to him. Sadly, instead of celebrating together, you may end up feeling alone after a big win.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he will likely feel hurt and resentful, even if he doesn't say so openly. He is very proud and wants to be seen as the leader, so this situation may bruise his ego. You might notice him getting quiet, less caring, or making sly comments about your work or spending habits.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's careful and serious about money. He doesn't waste it on silly things. He likes keeping track of every rupee, planning, and sticking to his budget. Financial security is important to him, so if you want freedom with money, talk clearly with him from the start.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. He takes pride in managing his resources well and is not one to show off or spend money just to impress others. You can expect him to avoid overstretching or getting into debt for appearances.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is more tight and reserved, both with money and with kindness. While he may be polite and won't treat you badly, he isn't the sort to give generously or shower affection, gifts, or surprises. Life with him will be safe and careful, but not very soft or nurturing.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He will be clear and straightforward about money, but can be very controlling. You won't have to worry about secret savings or hidden loans. He prefers to keep everything out in the open. However, he wants things done his way and might insist on making all the financial decisions himself.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that housework is mostly your job. He's focused on work and personal goals, so chores around the house don't usually get his attention. If you want a partner who shares housework equally, this might not be the best match.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He will most likely help by supervising rather than getting his hands dirty. He believes in order and efficiency, so he might give advice or instructions on how things should be done, but rarely will he actually do the chores or change diapers himself. This can feel lonely, especially if you hope for a true teammate at home.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He usually argues to prove he's right rather than trying to understand your point of view. If you share your feelings or concerns, he's quick to jump in with his own reasoning and will often focus on winning the argument instead of listening. This can make conversations feel one sided and leave you frustrated or unheard.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he may say hurtful things or act in ways that feel aggressive. His temper can rise quickly, and you might hear sharp words, loud voices, or even sarcastic comments. Respectfulness isn't his strength during arguments, so you could end up feeling hurt or scared.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he gets angry very quickly, often without much warning. His reactions can be sudden and strong, with loud words or harsh comments that may shock you. You shouldn't ignore these signs, they matter more than you think.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He struggles to say sorry and rarely takes responsibility for his mistakes. More often, he will blame you, other people, or situations instead of admitting he was wrong. This can make small problems bigger and leave you feeling hurt or unheard.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He might struggle to respect your boundaries, especially when he really wants something. When you say no, he may argue, push back, or try to change your mind instead of stopping and listening to you. It can feel like your wishes don't matter as much as his own needs or plans.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may feel rejected or even get upset, making sharp remarks or withdrawing emotionally. This can create tension and make you feel guilty for needing space.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You may find it hard to trust him to handle private moments with care. He is quick tempered and can be sharp with his words, so there's a risk he might use things shared in intimacy to hurt or embarrass you during a fight. Feeling secure in a relationship means knowing that your private life will be respected no matter what.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to stay faithful mainly because he's busy with his own work and goals, not because he's deeply romantic or loving. He doesn't usually chase excitement or flirt with other women, as his attention is fixed on success and keeping control over his life. However, you may notice that his loyalty comes from discipline rather than real warmth, so you might miss that feeling of being truly cherished.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to act over possessive, showing signs of jealousy, control, or suspicion. He wants things done his way and can feel threatened even by small changes or new people in your life. Sometimes his questions can feel more like investigations than caring.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what looks like being protective is really a sign of a controlling personality. At first, it may seem caring when he wants to know your plans or helps you make decisions, but soon it turns into wanting to manage every part of your life. This can make you feel stuck, like you can't breathe freely.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will most likely expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He sees his main job as providing and setting rules, not sharing daily chores or soft moments with the kids. Be honest with yourself about what kind of support you need. Parenting should be a team effort, not a solo journey.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is likely to lose his temper quickly. Instead of staying calm and talking gently, he may yell, scold, or make sharp remarks. His anger can be strong, leaving children feeling scared or ashamed rather than helped or comforted.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will likely focus on you as a mother and may not fully support you as your own person. He expects you to handle most of the family and housework and might not encourage your personal goals, independence, or self care. Be honest about what makes you feel whole and don't settle for someone who limits your growth and happiness.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may support your career at first, but could later ask you to quit after you have a child. He cares deeply about order and roles, and once the family grows, he may expect you to put all your energy into home and parenting, leaving your job behind. You deserve to keep growing in every part of life, not just as a wife or mother.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will likely just act polite on the surface with your parents without showing real warmth or fondness. You may see him greeting them respectfully, using good manners, and being formal. However, deeper bonds or heartfelt conversations might be missing. Consider how important family warmth is to you, because some gaps can be hard to fill later on. He is more likely to expect your family to change for him rather than adjusting himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to make things worse rather than handle it calmly. His temper can flare quickly, and he may react with sharp words, anger, or coldness, turning small problems into bigger ones. This can lead to more tension between you and your family and leave you feeling caught in the middle.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is likely to be modern with you in private, but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. At home, he may seem open or flexible, but when family or guests are around, he will want you to follow old customs, dress a certain way, speak respectfully, and handle all the household duties. If you do not meet these standards, he may get upset or criticize you, putting unfair pressure on you to change your behavior.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's most likely to stay out of it or even side with his family instead of supporting you. He doesn't enjoy getting into emotional conflicts, and when things get tough, he might distance himself or agree with his relatives for the sake of peace or control. It's important to feel seen, heard, and defended by your partner when family issues come up.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He's very likely to be a mummy's boy, putting his mother's wishes first, especially in moments of conflict. If there's a disagreement between you and his mother, he will almost always choose her side or try to avoid taking any stand at all. This can make family life tense and leave you feeling unsupported and even resentful over time.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may share many details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He relies on his family for support and opinions, sometimes more than his own partner. If you want your relationship to be built on privacy and loyalty, this habit is worrisome.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with this man, day in and day out, can feel like living under a constant spotlight. Always judged, always pressured. He works hard and expects everything to be done his way, both at home and outside.